Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney, Resolve. Last time, we finally discovered who sent the photograph, and also who wrote the article, and figured out that those were the same person. And so, now it's time to get testimony from him, as well as get the results back about the whole poison shenanigans. So let's see how that plays out. I hereby call this court to order, as we reconvene to continue the trial of Ray Mimbami. Prosecutor Ouchie, have you summoned the new witness? Have you? Before I address that question, Your Excellency, I have some very important news to share. Oh god, don't get all simpy again like you were for Miss Brett. Pretty cringy. Oh? What news, I wonder? And why does he look so happy about it? Probably not a good thing. During the recess, with the collaboration of Professor Mikoto's laboratory at Yume University, the police re-examined the knife that was used to end Miss Giselle Brett's life. Oh yeah, I forgot, we got the chemical reagent stuff. Let's examine that real quick while we're here. The label appears to be written in a foreign language that I don't know. It's German, so your knowledge of English is going to be of little help here, I'm afraid. Couldn't you have just written medicine on it in Japanese? Then we'd all be able to read it. German is the international language of medicine, my dear. Oh, is it? I didn't know that. But yes, I can certainly see the merit in labeling the bottle in Japanese. Though I'm not sure medicine would be entirely appropriate. Also, man, is that like cursive German? Because, like, that don't even look like German Like, I don't even know what word that is. Also, hey, it's like a rubber nipple. But now I guess it's more like a turkey baster, really. Okay, now that we examine that real quick, because examining evidence is important, as I've just established, but in times past. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, we already said this line. Excellent. I admire your rapid handling of the matter. Oh, too kind, Your Excellency. Too kind. I was merely carrying out your instructions, of course. Oh, jeez, don't be a suck-up. I had the reagent delivered to police headquarters by rickshaw, so that it would be there in good time. But judging by the man's swagger, I fear we might need to brace ourselves for the inevitable, And, counsel? What were the results? This dagger, which was so cruelly used to end the life of the victim, has no trace of poison anywhere along its blade. Oh. Okay, well that kind of, kind of besmirches our point. What? Are you sure about that? I would stake the reputation of the police on it. Oh, so it's not worth that much then, I see. Armed with the reagent, the test is extremely simple. They couldn't have made a mistake. I mean, I don't know, there's some dumb police officers out there. The murder weapon has been entered into the court record. About time, honestly. In short, the accused's feeble excuse earlier has been utterly destroyed. Yeah, because she did say that she had tried to remove the blade in case there was traces of poison. But then again, it's not like she knew for a fact. She just kind of assumed the worst. And, you know, panicked, which is like, I mean, it's a fair, you know, assumption and such. Now, the prosecution is ready to call the new witness. Ah, the newspaper reporter who managed to capture a photograph of the crucial moment. Good. Very good. Very well. Officer, bring in the witness. No trace of poison on the knife. But if that's really the case, how could the toxin have entered the victim's body? Good question. Because we know about the fuck, what's it called again? The meiosis, the pupil mitosis that happened, you know? And that clearly concurs with what we saw, or what was written in the autopsy report, if you recall. So clearly poison was involved somewhere, somehow, some way, by God. I guess that's our job to figure out. That's why it's a fucking Ace Attorney game and not a hear all the answers game. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Okay, this is the mini memo guy, of course. Write mini memo to show you news. I'm what people like to call a journo. What's a journo, Father? Do you know? It's simply a contraction of journalist. Yeah, I would have assumed. I'm there when the news breaks, putting pen to paper to catch those scoops, so they're in print the next morning. So you're like you're not a news boy. You're the guy who writes the news for the newsboys to, pass out. But you do have a newsboy hat, so you still count as far as I'm concerned. And don't call me the hero of the herald for nothing. The nice guy of news. Okay, don't call yourself a nice guy. That's in this day and age that kind of carries less than positive connotations. Oh, so, it was you who took this photograph, was it? Well, what have we here? I'm, oh, so this is a nice little, I don't know what the word, it's not exactly imperial sounding, but it's got a little, I don't know, it's got a little kick to it, I'd say, a little bit of swing. Okay, that's not even the right word, but you know what I mean. It's a vibe, it's a bop. You might, a small bop, but a bop nonetheless. I'm sorry? Oh, brace yourselves, people! Menimemo senses a scoop in the offing. Female student up to foul play, defended by curiously handsome young lawyer in Supreme Court. Oh, hey. Thanks for the compliment, sir. I am curiously handsome. The readers will lap this up. We'll set it above the fold at 72 point in a 5-leg format for the morning edition. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it sounds cool. You go for it, I guess. Also, nice, old-timey shutter sounds. Uh-huh. Alright then. Let's start with your name. Oh, it's Ryotaro Naruhodo? Next. What made you want to become a lawyer? I wanted to reform our country's legal system, I suppose? Ryotaro has suddenly become very ambitious, I see. I just borrowed Kazuma-sama's dream for a while. Cut me a little slack, jeez. Ah, by the way, my name is Takasuchi Auchi. That's Ta-ke-su-chi A-u-chi. Okay, so I guess it's more like out. Do you pronounce it like out? Is it really pronounced ouchie or is it like ouchie? I assume it's supposed to be sound like ouchie because of like the pun, but either way, maybe that's how he pronounces it, you know? The so-called dark horse of the Supreme Court. My objection is to strike fear into every defense lawyer's heart. I get the feeling he's not going to be as interested in what in your profile, Takasuchi. Ah, no. The readers won't buy that. What? Witness, will you cut the silly shit and just fucking do testimony, please? Yes? What this court demands to know is whether or not you were responsible for the taking of this picture. It was delivered anonymously to the Imperial Police Bureau only yesterday. Yeah, so, I mean, someone had to have taken it. And you're like, you know, a photographer guy. Yeah, I wouldn't be a journo if I didn't click quick when presented with a scoop like that now would I? Sometimes, stories call out to me. Sometimes I had to chase them down. But either way, you've got to be fast. Fast legs to run with, and a fast hand to write with. It's no good if you don't note it down, I always say. That's what I call my Menimemoism. Jeez, that's a fucking tongue twister. Say that shit 5 times fast. Menimemoism? Yes. I remember your face. We met that day when you were interviewing myself and Suzeki-san. Yes, right. That was me. Menimemo again. But you were supposed to be going back to the Shoyu news offices after our meeting. But the scoop is, I didn't. Because that Englishwoman's words had piqued my journalistic interest. Miss Brett's words? A criminal. Left to do as she pleases, just because she happens to be a British citizen? It's horse dung. This country's judiciary is rotten to the core. I don't know why I'm giving him a slight British accent when he's not British, but I don't know, I'm trying to go for like a newsboy kind of thing, you know? Fucking, you get my drift, I hope. The Supreme Court's rulings aren't worth the paper they're written on. The police are just imperial pawns. Stay your tongue, young man. There are complex political issues at play. Well, anyway. I quickly jotted down those words he said in my memo pad. Again, that's another fucking tongue twister, by the way. By the way, let me check his profile real quick. Damn, you're 38 years old? I won't exactly call you a young man. I mean, hell, you're older than fucking Natsume over here, and he's 33. And Hosonaga, who's 30. Then again, I guess you are younger than him, but, you know. Are you ready? I'll read it out. It's all right. It's all here. Right, here goes. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast, she said. A serious criminal going on some junket? The people need to know about this. That's why I decided to sneak after him. To get the woman's story so I can hammer her in the press. Do you mean to say that you did indeed witness it firsthand? The grim scene portrayed in this photograph. Nice suspenders you got there, pal. Oh yes, I saw it with my very own journo eyes, from start to finish, through the viewfinder of my trusty camera. Thank you, Menimemo-san. You will now give a formal testimony before the court. You will state exactly what it is that you witnessed of the events surrounding Miss Brett's death. The camera never lies. I'll see about that. The beach hut was made of shoddy old reed screens, so there were plenty of gaps that I could see inside through. The Englishwoman was sitting on a stool when the student girl came in and started arguing with her. Seconds later, the girl pulled out a knife, throwing the Englishwoman to the floor as she stabbed her in the back. My smoldering journo spirit burst into flames. Quick as a flash, I whipped out my camera ready to click. I pulled apart the rough weave of... Okay, how far back are you gonna pull those suspenders, my guy? I pulled apart the rough weave of one of the screens, and I poked the lid through for the perfect shot. Oh, you didn't unsnap your suspenders. Don't leave me fucking hanging, bro. Reed screens, you say? Right. You can see them clearly enough in that great shot I snapped. Yeah, I did mention that before. Like, yeah, you could. I mean, yeah, it makes sense that you could like peer through the wood or the hut, I guess. The hut walls are just screens made of coarsely woven reeds. Yes. It allows the breeze to pass through and bring some relief from the summer heat. And it was a breeze for me to poke my camera through and see the whole thing hotting up. Ignoring for the time being the appalling invasion of privacy involved, did you witness everything that happened from the moment the defendant entered the hut? Oh yes, I saw it. I saw the whole thing from start to finish. You see? And you say that you took the photograph through a gap in one of the screens. Ah, luckily for me, it was pretty shoddily woven. I pulled the reeds apart and thrust the lens of my camera through the gap. Would I get away with it? Would I be seen? It was a gamble of a lifetime. Tenacity of purpose that's considered admirable in a journalist, I suppose. Run a whisk one day, run a scoop the next. That's Menimemoism in a nutshell. Menimemoism, 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 Meni. At last, it would appear we have a genuine witness to this wicked crime. The evidence and testimony are extremely compelling. I believe we may be close to a verdict. No! I won't allow it. How wonderful news, Your Excellency! Wonderful! Nevertheless, it cannot be denied that this testimony begs one very large question. What question? Exclusive news, a startling photograph, all the makings of an exceptional story for the reporter. Why, then, was the story never published? Huh. I mean, I guess that's fair. Like, if you had the photograph in hand and you had the story, or you had, like, the scoop, it feels like you would have published it. Well, I mean, you published the poison being missing, I suppose, but... Oh! That's right. Huh. It seems clear to me that there are circumstances at play here that are yet to be understood. Ha! More pathetic excuses. Very well then, Counsel. Proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Excellency. There's more to this reporter than meets the eye. He must be a transformer. He's keeping something about this case very close to his chest. Okay, now you let the straps fucking go. Well, I just want to press, and see where that gets us. The beach hut was made of shoddy old reed screens. Okay, fair enough. I mean, again, that seems believable enough. What made you want to see what was happening inside the beach hut in the first place? Call it journal instinct. Can you think of a better reason? Oh, I don't know. Because, perhaps as well as being a proven criminal, the person inside was a young woman. Aha, I see where you're going with this. Brace yourselves, people. He's painting the journal as a voyeur. It's hardly slander, sir. You had a camera and you were taking pictures without the woman's knowledge. Yeah, maybe just a peeping Tom. He just wanted to see some girls getting changed into their unmentionables and such. Nope. You got it all wrong, little student boy. Sorry. To my mind, all that was inside that hut was a scoop. Nothing more, nothing less. Scoop's no agenda. Man or woman, it's all news. That's not even Menimemoism. It's basic journalism. I mean, I guess. Hey, at least you're fair-minded. If only the courtroom was as indiscriminate. Right. So if that's all buttoned up, can we move on? Tell the court then, witness. What sight befell your eyes when you looked inside the hut? Yeah, sight that vindicated my general instinct, that's what. When I pulled back the reeds, I could see it all as clear as day. The Englishwoman was sitting on a stool. Wait, is that true? Okay, yeah, I guess you could define that as a stool. It's not really a proper chair because there's no back to it, so I guess that checks out.
Hold it!
Still though, this game is all about pressing, so I'm gonna press, you know? So you actually saw Menimemoism entering the hut? Yup. And she was raging. Raging like my general spirit. And the argument you mentioned, what was that about exactly? You stole it. I didn't steal it. That kind of thing. Talking about the poison, I suppose. The student girl walked right up to the Englishwoman and really started laying into her. I mean, if she laid into her anymore, there would have been eggs. Oh. That's a weird... That's an interesting way of putting it, I suppose. The man should have been an author. His descriptive talents are wasted on journalism. I mean, being a good journalist and being a good author are not, like, entirely unrelated, skills, you know? Being able to write clearly and concisely is good for both things, while also being descriptive at the same time. But the student's rants fell on deaf ears, like a Japanese person listening to English for the first time. He really ought to work on his similes first, though, to be honest. Anyway, the point is, that woman in the dock was mightily angry. And her temper finally got the better of her, it seems. Ah, dear me. Which was the climactic moment that I caught on film. Jeez, do you really need to fucking have like a gunshot every time you snap your pen? Or pencil, really? So he pulled out a knife, throwing the Englishwoman to the floor as she stabbed her in the back. This I'm curious about. Do you swear before this court that you actually saw the precise moment when the stabbing took place? Ha! The precise moment? I didn't see just that. I saw the whole hellish scene play out from start to finish. I have here a simple plan of the beach hut. Perhaps you could use it to explain to the court exactly what you witnessed. Okay. Okay. Hey, right you are. It's all here, my memo pad. Okay, so now we got some floor plans or whatever. When I first peered into the hut, I'm sure that the Englishwoman, that's you, was on its stool at the back of the hut here. Yes, the accused's own testimony confirmed that. She just sat at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly, is what I have noted down. It's my turn to testify now. You try not to interrupt, okay? Yeah. Ugh. Then, the next moment, as I was watching, the evil student girl entered the hut. After a while, the pair of them ended up in the middle of the hut, arguing furiously. Oh, then their positions got, swapped, did they? The Englishwoman went for the student, but the girl dodged out of the way. And in a flash, plunged the knife into her adversary's back as the two passed each other. What you describe is a grim crime indeed. Never sugarcoat the truth. That's what Menimemoism says. Okay, now we got a little more evidence on our plate. That's nice. We got a hut plan. By the way, Menimemoism, whilst you were watching that terrible scene unfold before your eyes through the gap in the screen, it did not occur to you to try to prevent the tragedy rather than capture it on film. I mean, well, you captured it on photo, you know? Not really film, but... I mean, I guess it's more of a quibble, really. Journalists have to be observers, kid. We can't get involved. That's our raison d'etre. So you didn't converse with Miss Brett at all? Obviously not. An observer always remains on the outside looking in. And that's something to be proud of, is it? Well, you know, it's like documentarians, you know, when they do their little animal documentaries. They're not permitted to interfere with the laws of nature, you know? Like, if some fucking buffalo gets eaten by a lion, you can't be like, yo, buffalo, watch out! You know, because it would be disrupting the natural order, you know? So I get where he's coming from, you know? Your Excellency, if I may. Yes, Professor. I think the witness's last, expertly phrased statement, by the way, should perhaps be added to his formal testimony. Father, what are you... My dear. I will grant the defense's request. Menimemoism, you will supplement your formal testimony with the aforementioned statement. Well, nihilism is a foundation of Menimemoism. I'm gonna fucking... Okay. Nihilism is a foundation of Menimemoism, but I'll gladly prove that my words aren't meaningless. Wait, nihilism? Are you sorry about that? That's a weird journalistic principle to be founded upon, but okay. Okay, yeah, you fucking timing your snaps when the fucking camera cuts out. You never once set foot in the hut, nor spoke with the Englishwoman. I was there only as an observer. Observer? I hardly knew her, am I right, fellas? Oh wait, so that's at the end of the testimony. Okay, well, again, I want to be thorough because it's proven in the past that, like, it's usually good to press every statement, especially in this game, you know? That's how you get more information, like evidence and the like, so I'm just gonna be thorough, you know? How many fucking photos do you have in that camera? Like, how much fucking it feels like you would run out of stock by now, you know?
Hold it.
Anyway, you took photos. You did your camera thing. Good job, pal. The court is fully aware of your desire to capture the incident on film, I'm sure. But why, then, did you choose to post the photograph anonymously to the police? I'm afraid, I don't understand a word that's coming out of your mouth. I'm asking why, as a journalist, you decided not to make a story out of the incident. I mean, yeah, you're all about them scoops, so it seems weird that you wouldn't have made a scoop out of it, you know? Think of me as a sculptor, okay? A sculptor who makes art out of the sordid, private details of other people's lives. But I never discuss my own personal life on principle. I mean, that's basic Menimemoism. It's not something to boast about, you fucking weirdo. No doubt. Your burning desire to see the truth exposed and justice done was what motivated you. And that's it. That's brilliant. My burning desire to see something or other exposed. There has to be a good reason why he didn't think to write an article about what he saw, though. By your own admission, you were outside the hut. How, then, did you manage to take the photograph? Yes, that. I'm glad you asked.
Hold it!
But the two women inside didn't notice? Ha! Obviously not. If they had, where would I be right now? In jail, that's where. Which you'd think would make you reflect on what you were doing. No. A journo's job is to collect little snippets of life as unobtrusively as possible. Leave nothing but footprints, take nothing but photos. Yes, that's spot on. Did you just make that up? I feel like I've heard a phrase like that somewhere, as like a personal credo. Leave nothing but footprints, well, not that exactly, but I feel like I've heard a similar sentiment expressed elsewhere. The point is, the witness risked life and limb to obtain this photograph. And this photograph reveals the whole truth. There's nothing more to be said. Somehow I doubt that. I never once said... Okay, now we're back in the hut. Or am I? Wait, did I... I think I did. Yeah, okay. See, now I'm getting confused. Wait, Oh, I get it. It's like... Oh. Dude, can I just like... Yeah, I can just make that snap happen whenever I want. Anyway, press! I need to not be caught up on silly things. Really? You didn't set foot inside the hut at all? Are you quite sure about that? I think you may have the wrong impression of me. We're talking about a murder scene here. My nerves have stretched to breaking point already. Oh, I see. You were scared. Well, maybe I did have the wrong impression of you, yes. It's all I could do to stifle a scream and hold my hand steady enough to snap the shot. You really should have summoned help before thinking of your camera. Menimemoism and humanism don't always agree. Okay, I feel like you're throwing out isms to fit with your own standard of Menimemoism. And most of the time in those instances, Menimemoism is gonna come out on top, okay? Trust me, I know how to say my own fucking thing, okay? Man, you seem like kind of a cynical guy, Mr. Menimemo. As a sculptor of stories, sometimes I have to be cruel to my art. Yes, spot on. Surely he's making all this up. Hey, I mean, he's got a descriptive talent at least. He claimed to have spied the whole affair from start to finish. If true, his testimony is devastating. But it does seem as though he's holding something back, doesn't it? Well, if that's how you feel, I suggest that you trust your instincts and press him on everything he said. As you've no doubt seen done many times before in your role as judicial assistant. Yes, I have. I've seen witnesses like this pressed often. I know exactly what to do. Well, let's reevaluate the evidence, our own evidence, real quick. Because I feel like this last statement is going to be where the contradiction lies. You know, can we prove that he never set foot in the hut, or that he was in fact in the hut? Okay, yeah, obviously the photo he could have done by pulling in his camera. Huh. Let's look at this layout again. So we got table, stool, other, like, no, that's like dress rack, I think. And then, like, suitcase. Oh. And then there was where the culprit and the victim supposedly stood. You know what, let's... excuse me. You know what, let's actually look at the knife real quick while we have it. Ah, yes! This must be the victim's blood. Oh dear. Blood is never a pretty sight, is it? I'm having to fight the urge to run it under a hot tap and get it clean. You've always been fastidious about cleanliness, haven't you? I think this is something else, Father. Is it like a, what kind of, is it like an open-up knife? Like a switchblade or whatever? Doesn't look like it. Let's compare and contrast. Just look at the photos. And we start with the plan, which had like the table, the hut, the stool, the dress rack, and like the other thing, and then the suitcase of lies. And then you compare it to here, you have stool, purse, suitcase, and dress holder, and then you have like the table. I mean, it all checks out, realistically. And I swear, this is gonna be like one of those things where, like, it turns out it was another obvious thing that I missed. I'm gonna feel like a big dum-dum. Wait. Okay, yeah, there were glasses and such fixed up on the table, apparently. Jeez, I'm stumped again. Okay, well, can we see if you spoke with the English woman? Was there only as an observer? RM. Oh, wait, no, not that one. Okay, I think I might have my answer. There is this fountain pen that would... Okay, so now that we know that this guy writing Meni-Memo is here, or was, you know, there apparently, I think we might have an idea of who this pen actually belongs to, if you know what I mean. Because, like, okay, the initials are the same, obviously, but also you see the this little symbol thing, right? You can see that it's clearly also on his little, like, armband. I assume that's, you know, the newspaper that he works for. You think we said it was Shoya News or something? I think why would, yeah, like, obviously why would she have his pin, you know? I think that's a question worth pursuing, but I think we're gonna have to pursue it on the next episode. I don't want to, you know, we've already pressed and examined this guy. I don't know if there's going to be like a big gap of dialogue between testimonies, so I think leaving things off here would be a good, smart idea. So far, though, pretty good stuff. I think it's pretty... This guy is pretty funny. I'll give him that. He's got that, like, hey, see, kid, I'm a 1930s newspaperman. Blah. You know, again, I feel like I also made him slightly British at the same time when he's not, but oh well. I think in the next episode, however, we will definitely pursue him further and see what other things he might be holding close to his chest. Perhaps a bit of murder. But anyway, until then, I will see you around.